Hey YouTube, I'm gonna try to keep this one short. I haven't posted a video in a while. Let's see if I get my timelines right. It's been 155 days since my hiatal hernia surgery and TIF. As I mentioned in the last video, they did the endoscopy. I've had numerous tests aside. That was the biggest one. But I've had other tests that are in my previous videos, but that was the one they're just checking to make sure nothing was ripped. The tip didn't pop open. Everything was fine. So nothing physiologically in that regard, I guess, is wrong. It was more, as I mentioned in my previous video, sounds like a parasympathetic issue from what the surgeon was saying. So he prescribed me amitriptyline. Sounds like it was an antidepressant, but it also is used in lower dosages for pain. I'm not the expert. Ask your doctor. I'm not advocating for the medication. I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying that's what he gave me. And I started taking that on November 30th. That was the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, 2021. And I didn't notice anything right away. So I noticed some side effects like dry mouth and dizziness and just being tired, sweaty. Beyond that, not any horrible side effects. So I took it. I've been taking it since. Today is, what's the date? Sorry, is the 22nd of December. So not quite a month yet. Not quite 4 weeks, I guess. Very close. But I was to start with one pill, which was 10 milligrams of the amitriptyline for 2 weeks, and then increase the dosage to 2 pills, 20 milligrams, after 2 weeks or on day 15. So I think, again, I started it on November 30th on a Tuesday. Then later that week, my family and I, we had pizza, tacos, Qdoba, which I usually have a chicken salad, which is, a little, I don't know, spicy. Pico de gallo. The chicken is cooked in some sort of spicy sauce and seasonings. And then some picante ranch dressing. So spicy. So pizza, Qdoba, spaghetti, and tacos in 1 week, which is rare. That's the way I used to eat prior to the hernia. I'd have 4 tomato-based meals or something spicy. Again, tacos, salsa, something like that, in 1 week, if not more. Most every meal was tomato-based. I just love tomatoes, I guess, like I mentioned in previous videos. But I had all those meals, had 4 of those meals in a 7-day period, which is a lot, and I just never even thought about it. And I felt great. And my wife asked me, that was, again, probably on... I think it was the week of, that would have had to been the week of December 6th. So between December 5th or 6th and December 12th, give or take, I had those tomato-based meals. And I felt fine. I really didn't have many symptoms. I think I took Rolaids as a precaution. The night we had pizza, I forgot to take a Rolaid. I just ate pizza. And then afterwards, like, whoops, I forgot to take a Rolaid. And then, or Gaviscon, whatever I would take. And, hey, didn't have any symptoms. Didn't even think about it. This is, as you've known, if you're watching even half of my videos, I mentioned I just want to eat normal. I don't want to think about it. If I don't get to have these spicy things, tomato-based things all the time, fine. But I went overboard. I didn't even think about it. Kind of just was back to before I had the surgery. Just was, and the symptoms. Wonderful. And I don't think I'm going to do that very often, but again, that's what I did. So the medication was working very well, it seemed. And my wife even asked me a couple days after that, let's call it, again, maybe the 10th or 11th, 12th of December, give or take, something like that. She said, you haven't mentioned anything in a while. You mean the medication must be working? And I said, I think it is. I feel really good. I mean, and I said, we just had pizza, tacos, Qdoba, and spaghetti in a 4 out of 7 day period, give or take, and I didn't have any problems, really, at all. Nothing out of the ordinary that would be like, this is ridiculous. And again, if I had any problems that, again, I don't really recall, I just had normal heartburn. I took a Rolade if I did, or I took it as a preparation, which people do anyway, and I was fine. It didn't linger for 24, 48 hours, and I wasn't miserable, had nausea or anything like that. It was just, again, I think more common symptoms. Or again, if I did have it, I took a Tums or Rolaids, and I just forgot about it. Wonderful. So, further update though, unfortunately, I started the second pill, the 20 milligrams of the amitriptyline on Wednesday the 15th, and the evening, you're supposed to take it at night, and on the 16th, I started to have symptoms again. Apparently, from what I'm reading and my wife is reading, is that can happen. So I have had symptoms, and they seem to progressively been getting worse. Yesterday was a really bad day where, water, and I didn't get any break. I mean, it was awful, awful again. It was like before the surgery, and even in previous videos I've mentioned, it just was out of control. Yeah, it was just, and just sitting here, water tasting, yuck, horrible. So, oh God. So anyway, I emailed the doctor and I said, hey, should I go down to 10 milligrams because I've had this increase? And that's what my wife was reading and I was reading. Sometimes you increase your dosage and it's too much and the body can't handle it. Sometimes you have to stick with it and keep going and you'll just get through it until your body adapts to it. But I asked the doctor, should I stick with it or do I go back to 10 milligrams? He said, go back to the 10 and give it a week or so, I think he said, and go from there. But today's a better day, but I've had a little bit, again, I didn't do anything. I had tuna fish and celery and peanut butter, tuna fish sandwich and celery and peanut butter for lunch. And I know for some it might cause reflux, but for me, that's very mild, doesn't cause reflux. And I had some reflux. I had regurgitation a little bit. But again, then as time went on, my mouth feels dry. Again, for me, the sour taste of the water, brash, excessive saliva makes sense that my mouth is dry, and that's what this medication is doing, is drying up all the saliva. So I feel like it's working today, but I'm only going to take one pill tonight, go back to the 10 milligrams, and hopefully I again do well and I don't notice anything for the next couple of days. I have been extremely stressed out. I won't get into that, but I've been extremely stressed out and extremely anxious of late. I know that doesn't help, but I don't know what I can do about that because I see a counselor virtually. I see a counselor. I talk with the counselor regularly. I take an anxiety medication. Now I'm on an antidepressant medication for my stomach that's supposed to help with pain and almost calming you down kind of a thing, and at least calming the parasympathetic nervous system down is my understanding. But I can't eliminate my stress and anxiety. So I'm trying to, and I'm doing everything I can. Meditation, although I don't do it enough. Anyway, very stressful. I need to work on that. But again, I can't make that go away. So at least can, some of the symptoms be taken care of because of the medication that I've had. And anyhow, so good news, that one pill really helped. I was only on it for a couple days. Again, let's call it once my body got used to it, between 6 to 12 days, it really, I felt normal. And I throw my hands up, thank you, God, if that's what you believe. Thank you, God, this is working. I finally found some relief. Yes! And then take the second pill, but it was the day after, like that. It was the day after. 10 a.m. I woken up at 7:30, 7, whatever time I wake up, and eat breakfast. I go upstairs and I'm starting to drink water. Ugh, just disgusting. So it was literally the next day when I woke up, I started having that same awful taste, and it started to again continue to get worse over time to the point where I emailed yesterday, and he got back to me quick. I emailed him at 11:30 p.m. and he got back to me about before 11 in the morning. So that's good news. I'm on, I think, again, the right path. I found the solution. I hope, fingers crossed again, prayers, whatever you like to do. I appreciate it if you're doing that for me. Thank you. I'll do the same for you. I've never met any of you. I've talked to a couple of people on YouTube, but I pray for you and hope for you that, fingers crossed, that things work out. I think this is working. I just have to, I'm going to try to keep going down this track and hope that this is the right path because I felt really good for a while there. It was a short duration. I didn't notice anything, and I was able to just eat normal and live, and that's all I want. So, fingers crossed. I'll, in another couple weeks, as I get back on the one pill, I'll make another update. But beyond that, that's all I have for you, and I did keep it under 10 minutes. Have a good one, everybody.